Good morning, children. Sairam. Now we are going to continue with our maths class today. So as we have seen in the last session, we are just going to continue with our exercise sums 3.2. Right? So this is the fourth session of this lesson. And let's have a small recap of whatever we have studied previously. Okay? So now what are factors? Factors are nothing but it is the exact divisor of a number. Factor is a exact divisor of any number. So factors can be lesser than or equal to the given number. Factors can be lesser than or equal to the given number. Okay. And what are multiples? So multiples are nothing but they are the numbers which comes in terms of the given number. For example, let me take the multiples of 7. So when you say it is a multiple of 7, it gets multiplied 7 to the given number. Okay, for example, the multiples of 7 will be 7, 14, 21, 28. That is in terms of multiplication table. Right? Factors are lesser than or equal to the given number, but multiples are greater than or equal to the given number. So multiples are infinite, that is they are not countable, and factors are countable, that is finite. Okay, so did you understand the multiples and factors of a number? So now let us go to prime or composite numbers. Okay, so what is a prime number? So for example, I take numbers 1 to 12. So what is a prime number? The number whose factors are 1 and the number itself is called a prime number. A composite numbers are other than all the prime numbers. The remaining numbers are called as the composite numbers. That is, they have two numbers or more than two factors of a given number. Right? 1 is always neither a prime number nor a composite number. So it is a universal number. It is neither a prime number or a composite number. Okay. So now let us start with the exercise 3.2 sums. Okay. Now in the last session we had finished the first two sums. Okay. Now we are going to continue with the third sum. I want you to draw a neat margin and just copy down all the sums which I have mentioned here. Okay. Now let us start with the third sum. So first you have to copy the question. The numbers 13 and 31 are prime numbers. The numbers 13 and 31 are prime numbers. Both these numbers have same digits 1 and 3. Both these numbers have the same digits 1 and 3. Find such pairs of prime numbers up to 100. Find such pairs of prime numbers up to 100. So here in this question we can see that the numbers 13 and 31 are given as prime numbers. So as we know, 13 and 31 are prime numbers because they don't have any other factors other than 1 and the same number itself. So likewise, you are going to find same pairs of prime numbers up to 100. You're going to find same pairs of prime number up to 100. Okay, so let us try. So after 13, 17 is a prime number given. Okay, So when 17 is given, if we interchange 17, that is 7 comes first and 1 comes at the second place, we get 71. So 17 and 71 are both prime numbers and they have the same numbers in their positions but slightly changed. Okay, so 17 and 71 are the prime numbers having the same digits. So next we have 37. 37 is also a prime number where the number 37 has a factor only 1 and 37 as a factors that are given. Okay, so next when you interchange 37, 7 comes first and 3 comes in the second place. So 7, 3, 73 is also a prime number having 1 and 73 in the 7 in the first place and 3 in the second place, and this is also a prime number which has the factors as 1 and 73. So next we have 79. Okay, 79 is a prime number. When you change the positions of 79, 9 comes in the first place and 7 comes in the second place, and hence it is a prime number. Okay, so in this way you can find numbers up to 100. Okay, so up to 100, these are the numbers having the same digits. Right, children? Now let us move on to the fourth sum. Write down separately the prime and the composite numbers less than 20. Write down separately the prime and the composite numbers less than 20. So they are asking to write the prime and the composite numbers which are less than 20. So how you will write the solution for this? So first let us take prime numbers less than 20. So what are the prime numbers less than 20? As I told you, 1 is a universal number, so you cannot write it neither in the prime numbers nor in the composite numbers. So prime numbers start with 2. 2 is a prime number which has 2 and 1 as the factors of 2. Next we have 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. Composite numbers less than 20 are 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16 and 18. So since they are asking less than 20, the number 20 will not be in this solution. Okay, so they are asking only less than 20. Okay, children. So when you combine these two numbers, you can see that there is a sequence here. So see here, 2 and 3 are in the prime numbers. After 3 comes 4, which is a composite number. 5 is a prime number. 6 is a composite number. So you will have all the numbers present up to 2 to 19. Okay. So in this way you can see that the numbers either come in the prime numbers or the composite numbers. They cannot be left out. Okay, so either they will be in the prime numbers or in the composite numbers. So let us take the fifth sum. Find the greatest prime number between 1 and 10. Find the greatest prime number between 1 and 10. So to find out the greatest prime number, we need to calculate the prime numbers between 1 and 10, and among them we will find out which number is the greatest. Okay, let's write down the solution for this question. First, prime numbers between 1 and 10 are, as I told you, 1 is neither a prime number nor a composite number. Leave out 1. So 2, 3, 5, 7. So among these numbers, 7 is the greatest. So among these numbers, 7 is the greatest. So next we have the sixth sum. Express the following as sum of two odd primes. Express the numbers as the sum of two odd primes. Okay. So now we have the questions given there. Okay. And now we are going to find out that how two odd primes are being added to form the resultant, which is the question. So let us take the first one, 44. 44 is the question given here. But when we add two odd primes, that is two odd primes, we need to get the number 44. So let us take 37 plus 7. So when you add 37 plus 7, it will become 44. So 37 and 7 is a odd prime number. Okay. Now let us go on to the second sum, 36. So 36 will be the resultant if the odd primes 31 and 5 join in together. So when you add 31 plus 5, the answer is 36. When you add 31 plus 5, the answer will be 36. 24. Now 24, when you are going to add, you get it as 19 plus 5. So 19 is also a prime number and 5 is also a prime number. So 19 plus 5 will give you 24. The D sum. So it is 18. So when you will get 18, when you add the prime number 11 and 7, you get the number 18. So 11 and 7, as I told you, it is a prime number. So did you understand how this sum has to be done? So let's move on to the seventh question. Give three pairs of prime numbers whose difference is 2. Give three pairs of prime numbers whose difference is 2. So there is a remark given here. Two prime numbers whose difference is 2 are called as twin primes. Okay, repeat. Two prime numbers whose difference is 2 are called as twin primes. So they may be coming in the 1 mark answer for your exams. So repeat. Two prime numbers whose difference is 2 are called as twin primes. So the answer is 3, 5. So when you subtract 5 minus 3, you get the answer as 2. Next we have 43 and 41. So when you minus 41 from 43, the answer is 2, and they are also as a twin prime. Now 71, 73. When you minus 73 minus 71 will give you 2, and these numbers are also called as twin primes. Okay. So other than these three numbers, you cannot find any number which is being a twin prime. Okay. So let us take the eighth sum. Which of the following numbers are prime? Which of the following numbers are prime? Answer. So the first number is 23 they have given. Okay, we have to find whether 23 is a prime number or not. So as you know, 23 is a prime number. Why? Because 23 can be multiplied by 1. That is 1 23s are 23, and 23 again. 23 into 1 is 23. 23 has two factors 1, 23. Therefore, it is a prime number. So next we go on to the B sum. 51. So 51 also has two numbers as prime number. Two numbers as factors? No. Let us check this. First, 51 is 1 into 51 is 51. 51 ones are 51 and 51 is 17 threes are 51. What is 51? 17 threes are 51. So 51 has four factors. What are they? 1, 3, 17 and 51. Therefore, it is not a prime number. It is a composite number. So 51 is a composite number since it has four factors. Now let us move on to the third sum, that is C sum. So C and D sums you will be having for homework. So that is easy sum. So you can do it on your own. So let us do with the ninth sum. It is a pretty big sum. Okay. So write 7 consecutive composite numbers less than 100 so that there is no prime number between them. So it's a simple question. You have to write 7 consecutive composite numbers less than 100 so that there is no prime number between them. Okay. Now between 87 and 97, both of which are prime numbers, there were 7 composite numbers. There are 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95 and 96. So did you get the answer? Consecutive numbers are nothing but the repeated next numbers should come. Okay. So for example, after 90, 91 comes. So 90 is also a prime number. 91 is a prime number. 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. So like this it should be continuous. It doesn't mean that 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96 are composite numbers. They are just an example of consecutive numbers. Okay. So let us start from numbers 90 up till 90. We have the numbers that are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 15, 18, 30, 45 and 90. And from 91 we have 1, 7. So in 91 we have 1, 7, 13 and 91. In 92 we have 1, 2, 4, 23, 46 and 92 as the factors. Okay. And 93 we have factors as 1, 3, 31 and 93. So this is also a composite number. And next we have 94, that is 1, 2, 47, 94. So 94 is also a composite number. 95 we have 1, 5, 19 and 95. 96 we have the factors as 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 16, 24, 32, 40 and 96. So the numbers starting from 90 to 96 are the 7 consecutive composite numbers, because from 90 to 96 we do not have one prime number also in the middle. All are composite numbers, and I have listed down the factors of each number separately, which proves that from 90 to 96 we don't have any prime number in between. So let's move on to the 10th sum. Okay, so express each of the following numbers as a sum of 3 odd primes. So first they have given 21. We have to prove that when we add 3 odd primes, we get 21. So let us add 3 plus 7 plus 11. So 7 plus 3 will give you 10 and 10 plus 11 will give you 21. B sum 31. When you add 5 plus 7 plus 17 plus 19, so 7 plus 5 will give you 12 and 12 plus 19 will give you 31. So this is the last sum we are going to see in this session, and this is the last sum of the exercise also. Write 5 pairs of prime numbers less than 20. Write 5 pairs of prime numbers less than 20 whose sum is divisible by 5. So write 5 pairs of prime numbers less than 20 whose sum is divisible by 5. For example, 3 plus 7. 3 and 7 are prime numbers, but when you add, it should be divisible by 5. Okay, so you get it as 10. So 10 is divisible by 5 because 5 2s are 10. So likewise we are going to write 5 pairs. Okay, 2 plus 3 will give you 5. So 5 is divisible by 5, which goes one time. And next we have 2 plus 13. So 13 plus 2 will give you 15. So 15 is also divisible by 5. 5 3s are 15. So 3 plus 17 will give you 20. 20 is again divisible by 5. 4 5s are 20. Again we have 7 plus 13, which will give you 20, which is again divisible by 5. 4 5s are 20. 19 plus 11 will give you 30, and 30 is also divisible by 5. Okay children, so do all these sums, practice it thoroughly, write down each sum and practice them. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Do all your homework sums regularly. Okay, thank you.